This interview from Floyd Shivambu is a very hot one. Why do I say a hot one? Because Floyd Shivambu was closer or with Julius Malema, as I heard, when Julius Malema fired that gun. And he was asked if that gun is really a toy gun or a real gun. But the answer Floyd Shivambu gave was very amazing. He says that he is not sure whether the gun is a real one or a toy one. But he says something in addition, that it is not good to play with a gun. Watch this.
I think it's childish to play with guns, whether it's real or toy guns. If it's a toy gun, it's even worse.
Yeah.
I think it's childish. So I was there. I think the issue is sub judice. I don't know whether it's a toy gun or a real gun. I didn't touch it and everything else there. But I think in general to play with guns is childish.
So you see,
and if it's a toy gun, it's even much more childish.
So you saw something wrong with it.
Look, I don't associate with that. It's not my culture. It's not my style.
But are you not advising him to be like, don't do that, comrade?
People can do whatever they want to do. There's a lot of less than desirable things which many people that we work with do, and we just observe.
So did you mention this though? Like, because he says he was your guy. Did you say, hey, my man, I don't think that move was the smartest, bro?
Like, I'll tell you something that since 2018, if you were to calculate the amount of money that has been spent on lawyers and busing supporters to go and say hands off CIC, and it's possibly about of 50 million rand because of childish behavior. I don't associate with that. And I generally, even when I was in the EFF, because I attended some of the court cases, I was like, why should we leave the work of going to interact with branches on the ground and come and sit there in those hard benches for the whole day?
Okay, fact checker, you had your hand up. Can you just say what you wanted to say?
Yeah,
fact checker.
I just wanted to let you know that there hasn't been any verdict as yet. They said that the proceedings will continue for tomorrow, Thursday morning.
Oh, Thursday morning, we'll find out. Okay, Penduka.
Yes, but like I was saying, I like that the fact that you said if you look back with the EFF, there've been many monies wasted on lawyers over childish utterances or behaviors. Were you, though, as the second in command, calling him out in private? Obviously, it can't happen in a forum with his people. Like, Mac, if I do something reckless, I know I'll get a text at some point to say, hey, poison, that thing, man, is going to compromise what we're trying to build. Were you, at any point telling him these kind of things, like, hey, man, I don't think you should say that or move like this, because now you're saying it's childish behavior.
I think I've made that observation correctly. So the other thing as well, which maybe will make me a boring interview as well. Interviewee.
It's past gone then.
Yeah, it's past gone then. Yeah. So the other thing which the other thing that I don't do, and as a matter of principle, right, is that there are so many things which when you are leading an organization, you get exposed to. As a leader, right? And some of it is private and some of it is even secret. I don't take advantage of that because I've left the political organization.
Oh, I get you.
Yeah, I don't, including with MK, I got exposed to a lot of very scary things, but some of the things I can't talk about outside of I just leave it. Even when people, because I think it's abuse of privacy, and also it make people to be undependable and unreliable.
100%. So what do you think is going to happen now? So let's say the judgment comes out tomorrow and he's getting sentenced 15 years. What do you think will happen to the EFF? Do you think he can survive?
I don't think the EFF will survive even if he's not sentenced, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
interesting.
Wow.
I think there's been, what we initially thought should be the EFF all about. It's not what it is now. It has joined into the band of people who are looking for tenders and contracts and government and everything else there. So whether he is in prison or not and everything else there, I don't think it is going to survive.
So when you say that it was joined during your time, that was not the case.
So it began then,
Oh, I get
and
you.
against our caution. So, and I always say that we used to guide even those who were deployed in the municipalities as government, as councillors, that the policy of the economic freedom fighters, which I wrote as one of the 7 cardinal pillars, is building state capacity with the aim of abolishing tenders. So that is basically the principle that.
So where do you think the
and
change
then,
was? Where do you think the change was? As someone who
I think the change happened when there was contact with government. So once people realized that they can extort tenderpreneurs, and then they can put their companies and be awarded tenders there, then they thought that, hey, let us join into eating.
When you picked this up in the EFF, did you guys get rid of those members or discipline them somehow? Or in corruption?
I raised that several times.
Yeah.
And
you don't have the final say.
Look, and the other issue as well is that, and I raise it politically consistently, by the way. And if someone dares me that, show me what you have said, I will be able to do that. But I don't want to abuse some of the spaces that we then got to raise. And you know how this thing happens, by the way, Mark, is that political parties, including the DA and the ANC, they say, no, we want to fund the organization. So we must then place our people to get tenders from government, and then when they make profits and huge margins, they will donate to the organization.
Of course.
So it is presented as such. But when time progresses, you realize is that it's not about that. It's about self-enrichment.
Who's donating for Africa, my boy? Do you have any donations?
No, we do not have any donation that is worth mentioning now. So in terms of the law, a donation that is worth mentioning must be above 200,000 rands. And we have not yet received a donation above 200,000 rand. And when we do receive such, we're going to make the whole of South Africa.
So somebody can just keep sending 199.
You gotta find a loophole, boy. You gotta play the system, play the laws, the rules. Maneuver between the rules.
They've got a regulatory mechanism that says that if it's from a one source, if it exceeds the 200,000 within a financial year, it must still be declared.
So like at the Easter, when you pulled up to Grace, I think you pulled up in like a very fancy car.
I hope you heard everything Floyd said in this video. He said, in addition, that it is not good to play with a gun. And that one is a true fact. It is not good because you are endangering the life of people. But Julius Malema still insists that he did not fire a real gun. What he possessed was a toy gun. Now, which one are you going to take? But all I have to say is that Julius Malema is innocent. Julius Malema is someone that don't behave anyhow. Julius Malema knows that firing a real gun may destroy life. That is why he chooses to fire a toy gun. And what he always says that he only possesses a toy gun. And that is what he fired during his address. So that is all I have to say. But whatever the case may be, I just want to say that let him be shown mercy. No one is perfect. If you support evil, because that evil is not on your head at that moment, tomorrow it might be your turn. So if you think that Julius Malema need to go to jail or need to face the law, remember that one day it might be your turn because you are not sure. You are being accused someone who is innocent. That is all I have to say. You can drop your own opinion in the comment section. Let's know what you think. For more news and updates like this, subscribe. I really appreciate your time for watching my videos. See you in the next one, and bye.